Greetings, good night, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, world. This is the Rastafari International Ambassador, the man from Buzzwalk, JahBunny, better known as the RAS. And today, before I start, I want to say maximum respect goes out to Richard, SANKOFA, RAS SANKOFA, King Fear Ramesses, King Attorney, and all the Rasta vanguards in Jamaica and international. Today, I want to put spotlight on an issue that is a non-issue. It is a non-issue. Now, recently, such man from over the Mindset program do a program title, "You Don't Have to Be Dread to Be a Rasta." Now, I take exception with a program like that as the ambassador. First, I want everyone to know that as ambassador and in my capacity, I monitor the airwave as to what is being put out today on Rasta. It's part of my duty. So you have all kind of program right now that carrying Rasta liberty and Go Nation. For those of you who come into the movement from a churchical order, respect. If you come into the movement from a musical order, respect. If you come into the order from a ganja order, respect. If you come into the order from a food order, respect. Now, Rastafari as a movement, that's which part I'm going to dwell upon. So I'm going to respond for church, food, music, and ganja smoking. I'm going to respond to none of that. Now, if you notice, I left out the dreadlocks. Because part of the foundation principle was the Nazareth vow. So those of you 3/4 man see had grow locks today, they not take no vow. They might just freestyle and grow locks. And 3/4 of the man them will have a lot to say in a Rasta now. And I try fix Rasta and I try put rules pan Rasta and restrain and pan Rasta. As some ex-Bible followers, them mumma and them poopa was not Rasta. Them is ex-church people where jump out of church and I jump in a Rasta and come with them church thing and I try to impose it up on I now. So now them becomes now where them have the loudest voice and them want tell ones and ones where them nothing do and where them nothing do. Cause check church man, such man, mama and them poopa a Babylonian. Yeah. But and him born 1976, but all upon a sudden, him now present himself like him have authority. He say him a priest and prophet. And I tell him already say him want come through Ghost Town and buck up in the ass and the dog and all chipped. And when we say dreadlocks, come talk to me. And when we done with you, you know, but when I go, yeah, because I say this is what gone out of Rasta now. We don't have no enforcer, we don't have no vanguard, so I freestyle now. So now, look upon a topic now like dreadlocks. This is a non-topic. It is a non-topic because 1/3 of the founding father, or all of the founding father so-called, of this liberty is bald. So how you fix your face to ask a question if you have a dread to be a Rasta? You're not supposed to ask if he's a Rasta man. You're not supposed to ask no one that today. If you want to know the answer to that, man, go dig up Claudius Henry. Go dig up Percival Howell. Go dig up Gadman. Go dig up Bedward. And them, if you go dig up and ask them questions, you can't come ask no living man them questions, man. So you have to see now, say you know put yourself in a position now like you is God Almighty upon people. And that's why you can't take I, cause all of your little friend them, trust me, if under different sickles man would line up and go on a haircut, man, cause I want to make the thing bad for the pit thing, man. Rastafari is a black liberation back to Africa movement. Simple. Rastafari is here. We defend the king, not the king. The king no defend we. No time at all the king ever defend we. Is we say the king is the king. Of kings and lords, of lords, of time crown, we say. Him is the Godhead. We say that. We say that. I see some people are coming on my platform and tell me about this and that. Me not ask nobody no question. Me not ask nobody out there no question, you know. You have to know that when you come in on my comment, man. No come and ask me too much question about church and religious and what the king say. Me not follow nothing the king say. Tired for telling the king no give me order. No dead man no give me order. Now, wait. I wonder if you don't understand who I talk to. If a living man can barely give me order, how a dead man for give me order and direction? That me I tell you no, so I want to lick on the chip, you know, I want to go like a me lick my chip. I want to lick on the chip, man. Me not follow no man, I not follow no king, man. The king no left nothing for me follow. And me want to go forward Africa, you know. The king didn't prepare anything for me to come forward. So you have to go sit down, man. Now, my brethren King Fearer, yeah, I'm having a drink on you. Look, I'm having the Amarula from South Africa. Yeah, this is where the Amarula. The elephant love this drink. That's why they have the elephant and the drink. Yeah, the Amarula is a tree in South Africa that they use the nuts from that tree and brew it. Yeah. So right now my virgin fear I'm a drink peach and me a drink amarula. Cause it's our bird strong month. Yeah. So it's nice with ice, but me not drink it with no ice. I straight up me I drink it. It nice. It tastes a little like Bailey's or Irish cream. So that drink is for you, King Farah. Now I see you getting your feelings, King Farah, and I can understand why you getting your feelings, because Jamaica Rasta dumb. And I see you blast a whole heap of shot down and kick up a whole heap of man and man teeth. Boy, you had extract teeth faster than dentists. Me down the twin and me a fair duck. And tell my team, say, hold it, man. Make a one away, fear a one away, man. A cudger youth, man. Vex him, vex, man. Just to make sure so none of them get hurt, man. Don't return a fire. Yeah, and me tell a man them guns down and a return of fire. But me still, you see me, go draw me Gideon boot and draw me fatigue because I know say a war time now, so I don't know when me will catch you still, and me I hope say me never have to draw that. Anyway, so when you're ready, me ready. Me see you have on camouflage and you in a war mode like that. Now, this morning I go in on my DM and in my inbox I see the youth RAS SANKOFA send me a voice message. And the voice message there, him send me a voice note, and the voice note, I read the voice note, I send him a reply. So I want the eye them hear the reply when I send to the youth. Because salute MAKONNEN man SANKOFA. We don't kill champion, we raise champion. And right now, from either England 1976, you are the first youth to say have this amount of courage to stand up for I and I. And I and I should be embracing you. Yeah. Not trying to beat you down. So this is what my response was to SANKOFA. One perfect love. SANKOFA. Rastafari I live. Yes, this is I, the runaway slave, JahBunny. And I listened to the interview while you were in Africa with such man. And I listened to the broadcast about you don't have to be dread to be a ballad. And the first thing I recognize, and this is why because he's a student of mine, but like any classroom, you have children that come in the classroom that think they know more than the teacher, so they will always be challenging. So this young man have been a challenge for me, and for lack of a better word, I just keep my foot in his neck, so to speak. He's a good youth. His intention is good. I really check for this young soldier, but I don't think he's rebellious. He's a baby, and he don't know any of what he don't even know Rastafari. Now, when I hear the program, don't have to be dread to be a Rasta, my ears jump. So I start to listen to the program. But before I go any further, you must know that you have me on restriction, so I can't comment on anything. I can't, if I call in, he won't accept my call. So I tell myself, that's him. He have that problem. I don't have a problem, so I listen. I don't have a problem listening to anybody, because if I didn't listen to him, I would know how to kick him foot. So first of all, what I'm going to ask you to do for damage control, because a lot of damage have been done to your character. So for damage control, I'm not going to tell you anything, but I would like you to sit down, think about what you're going to say to clear up your image as a young person, and send it back to me in a voice note. The reason why I approach life the way I'm approaching life, I don't give interview, and I don't do interview. So I am giving you now the tool to control whatever damage you had done. So you see the way you write and explain yourself, you could do that in a voice message. If you had done it in a voice message, it would be beautiful. Because then I could use that and show the world, this is what really happened. Because I knew what happened. I knew that none of the interview them that he did with you was supposed to publish the way it published. So as far as I'm concerned, he's a snake. I did an interview with him a long time ago, and I said something to the effect that Bob Marley kids them need the spanking. And I think when the take was scotch part, I said if it was me, I go down there and shoot the tractor man. And he was devastated. And he took down the interview, right? But then, when me and him fall out, he goes back in the interview and select what he think he can use as tool against me. So it's psychological warfare, right? Now, the reason why I speak the way I speak, because I have 11 children. One of my daughters, Sister Chune, she wears dreadlocks. That's my eldest daughter, and she's terrible and dreadful. If I want to put it, then again, she's 50-something years old, so I don't think you can even sit in with her, because she's horrible than me. She's horrible than me, trust me. She was the one with Sister Jessie and Sister Makeda that went to the Rasta house at St. Agnes Place and chased away all the elders. You hear me talk that story if you follow me. That's my daughter. Now, her last baby son, name is Farai, and he is I think lightweight boxer, one of them waiter, because I'm not into those things. He's a boxer, but he's a champion in what he does. I have a daughter, my first daughter that born in this country. She would be lovely for you to talk with her if she will talk with you, because she as a Rasta she balance in terms of how you come across. So that's why because I have so many children, that's why I can relate to you. For example, one of my baby girl, Bunny Judah, she's shy, but if you catch her, any of my girls, if you catch them, and my son, if you catch any of them, you will hear a different get a different mix on the thing, because it's I is who I am, and my children, I try to keep them balanced because of my upbringing and how I was programmed. Some people don't like when I use that program, but it's program. I was programmed a certain way. That's why I'm the way I am today, and that's why society have to like back off of that one, because you know the things that I will say and I will tell you, it hurt your head. Anyway, let's start this way. Sit down and do state your case verbally on a harder message in combat to what this virgin tried to do to you. Because I when I started listening, before you come on the program, I knew that he was a fifth columnist. The things them that he, because you have to realize what he did. He threw you under the bus without you know that. He's a one-way Rasta. He's a Bible preaching, frock wearing Rasta. And if you notice, most of the people that calls in, one man would call in that was defending you, and the rest of the man them just beat down the one man, and so they make you and the other man become the subject. Now, if I'd call in, I'd kick up everybody. That's how I'd kick up, I'd butt up everybody. I'll either start us push the gun in my mouth and lick out the whole and beat them. This is how I'd come. Straight. Just bust at them face. Put on the Gideon boot and kick them up and run them away. But that's not for you. So, Bridget, do your work. When the time comes for I and I will link. Long time I know say I search for me, Yeah, you have to know that. A long time. Galaxy here, long time I know you search for me. I know what Galaxy team are Virgin. Me and Marlon, if you don't want to find the Marlon, you can say Marlon. Right? But Pepper can't all of them, I'm Virgin them, but this is what happened. Them know me not play it. So me too hot for them program and them can't censor me. No one can censor me. And I'm not going to try to censor you. And I'm not going to try to beat anything you say down. Because that's not Rastafari. Do you not hear what I said when I was a little boy? And when Rasta Elder attack on me with my mouth, what them said, why? Bunny, if you can't make the thing better, then make it better. Now let me tell you something if you want something to inspire yourself. See the way you look? The way you look. We need soldier like you. We need soldier like you to penetrate them. But I love to see a youth like you stand up in a parliament. And different I, cause we need youth like you. So therefore that's why I tell you, say, me can't beat you down. You should have been my son. So let me tell you, for inspiration, my archive right now, I'd love to give you access to it. So penetrate that. But first, you have to step up the game now and make a reply for such man. Until such time, stand firm. Yes, SANKOFA. It is eerie to hear that we have youth now ready to pick up the trad where some of I and I have to step aside. Yeah, we have to step aside and make you like that come and take it to the other level. But me have a next brethren now where I like that get a inspiration from I too, because I saw the thing set.
Greetings, JahBunny. Yeah man, I hail you from out of Jamaica, Yeah, I would say mid-age man, 48, and from my annoyed upon this trad is if you're the first man, I'm not going to lie to you, saying you're the first man who opened up my eyes to a whole heap of things why I didn't know. I used to question a lot of things, I grew up as a Christian youth, saying straight Christianity, I grew up as, Christian Catholic, saying raised as a Baptist, saying, but I know that there was some whole heap of flaw in that thing, I say. And I don't grow the locks, I don't have the locks my eye man head. Saying, but it's like all over a teacher is like I know I was born a Rasta man, you see what I say? Saying, and I love everything about the eye and how the eye, deal with them trad, So me give thanks. Me so 50-year-old now, I tell you say it's like say me brand new one, me can't have enough of your teachings. You see what I say? I tell you the garden school, I go still, so we go through the Jim Brown days, the 80s, come through. At garden school, me go, grew up in Vineyard Town, but at Tivoli Garden School, so I go through the years, so I can relate to a whole heap of things what I talk about. You see what I say? I say from my and I come across the I channel bridging, it's an inspiration. I can't have enough. You see what I say? And don't make the guy, well, I know the guy can't tell you how to do your thing, because you know your own lane, and things. So, but just continue. I did a plan to try to go down to Africa, and I tell her, say, you, Jabi, put a spanner in my spoke, because you go down there and you can tell me what go on. I pray for go to Ghana. You see me I say? Because me I say, Jano, the liberty Anya me that try, but when you tell me say African ready for I, because I is a first class citizen in my country. I live in Canada for 9 years. See, and I come back home, come back on you. See, and I there on your back, I try make it up man thing in Africa, me that pray, but through my old lady there, me can say, boy, me I come make sure say the thing sealed up before and I try down to that side. But yo, me I tell you true, Jabbies, you make I know say yo, don't bother with them trad there because Africa not ready for I. See, so that's why I just go and continue give me the teachings, brethren. I look forward to it. See, look forward for the eye teaching every time. See, I'm going to just go and teach I because you open the eyes to a whole heap of things I didn't know, brethren. I didn't know a whole heap of things you have show me. See, but the whole Rastafari movement, I never know these things. I have this you, maybe know say Rasta is a straight black movements. See me I say? Yeah, and a religion thing, and a spiritual thing, and a eating thing, and them thing what people say eating habit and all them thing that you Jabi, me I tell you, say you inspire as a so 50-year-old man, you teach me a whole heap and me just continue for just go and suck at this. Like, I am like a sponge right now, Jabi, on the rock here, a sponge. And I soak in all of your teachings and make I be a better person too towards and ones and ones. So me I give thanks again, man. I read the man name, yeah, Ray from Water Kingston. Is the Ricardo White who familiar with the name, Grew up at East Kingston, down Magria Gully I grew up. See, but at Tivoli Garden School I go. You see me I say? So I can relate to the ones, So give thanks, whatever blessings, and as you say, a one perfect love. Seeing Rastafari. Blessings. Yes, Jabi, yeah man, I feel free to post it on your thing, man. I look forward for you and I come through your speaker them. You see me, so yeah man, so feel free to post this anytime. You see me I say? Yeah man. Big up yourself.
Yes, Jarrell, him live. You see, a lot of ones go Africa, and when them come forward, them don't tell people the reality of the thing. Them just tell you say it's sweet, and then because you have the aspiration for go also, you are sucking all of the sweetness what them I tell you. But them not tell you say one of the thing, just like Jamaica right now, just look on the reality, Jerry. You come from Canada. If you go a supermarket with 50 Canadian dollar, judge where you pick up in the supermarket for your 50 Canadian dollar. Compared to down a yard right now. Down a yard. Go in a ILO with 50. No, you can't go in a ILO with $50. You have to go in there with 50 Canadian dollar. Turn that out in a pound and look where you can pick up. Come do all the maths there now. I come down a yard and go in at the supermarket and ILO and spend £200 per food. And I could have barely, the trolley barely full. See? Because you know, so we have to eat the nice things them. Now, no way at England and me I spend for a whole month £200 at supermarket. That's like around 3 months worth of food that me I buy in a brethren. I tell you, So you have to watch these kind of maths when you go in a different country. Cause don't make me tell you now alone enough to go forward. Follow a youth named Go Black to Africa. Him go in a heavy African country and him tell you the good and the bad about it. Right? Me I tell you now as a yard man, the things them where me say affect I and I. Because here it is now, the things them where you take for granted and go in Africa. You have to go live now, a man like you go in Africa now. You know what? If you go live Monk's Yard, man, me just get look up. If you go live Monk's Yard, man, 10 to 1 them did it. Nothing really tough now going for them. So you come in at the same sickles like if you mix with certain people like that. It's a food element. It's a give me a thing element. Drop off a thing element. And if you don't go amongst yard man and you go amongst some other people, at the same element. And if you don't go amongst no people and just live like a straight tourist in a all-inclusive and come out and look around as tourists and then go back in your place and your meal ready for you and all them things. An element to the thing. You going in Africa, you will be treated as a tourist even if you come home for good. No man nah look upon you say you come home for good. It's tourist element and everything gonna double on you. And if you go home to Africa and you don't carry your girl from the West, dog eat your supper. I'm not say nothing more upon that because that are just simple elementary mathematics. So now, my brethren, my youth Ijahstars SANKOFA reply to me now. And me go make him tell you for him side now, cause this is MAKONNEN SANKOFA response to the mindset. Here we go.
Greetings, 'Greetings, JahBunny. I have a message for you. 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 My name is MAKONNEN SANKOFA. I am the author of the book, The Rise of Rastafari, Resistance, Redemption, and Repatriation. I see on your recent video that you was speaking about some videos on YouTube that you had watched on another YouTube channel, Ijahstars, the Mindset YouTube channel, to be precise. These videos were published recently. I am the young Rastaman that was on the videos you watched by Ijahstars talking about Rastafari and my book. Two of the videos were pre-recorded.
Stop right there, my brethren. Something when me like about what you keep saying. And I want my brethren King Fear at Chicago to listen. The youth keep saying, I am a Rastaman. So that's all we want to hear, you know. Where else we want to hear? The youth are telling and I say him is a Rastaman. Where else now? Where we are watching face, him look like Haile Selassie. So why we should have questioned him now whether or not him is a Rastaman? Fire burn for that, man. I'm telling the truth.
Many Rastas, you know, like yourself, like me, like many others that don't use the Bible. Yeah, that there are many Rastas. I want to know why I don't have, you know, Lux pop. You don't have to smoke.
Sorry,
you know?
I'm not gonna.
Just like, you know, you don't have to listen to reggae music, or you don't have to be a vegetarian. There's a lot of things in Rasta. So I was using it in a broader sense. I didn't want to. I wasn't. We was talking, and initially thing that he said, he noticed I didn't have Lux on my head. So I just, you know, clarify my stance, because some people, like you said, you know, that's a stereotypical view a lot of people have about Rasta. So people might want to know why I don't have, you know, Lux on my head, or, you know, so it just had to give a reason there, but you know, very, very, as I said, very short and smooth. It wasn't like it was the whole 40-minute focus upon there. And when I spoke with Ijahstars, you know, even after the recording, he told me himself. He said that, you know, His Majesty never had locks, and Garvey and them people never had locks. So, well, he said Mark is yes. He said Selassie, His Majesty. So, you know, you don't have locks. Have to have locks. So, that's so when I saw the video, I didn't know it would be concentrated on, you know, on that. And in the second video, Rasta's no Bible. I don't see Rasta. Sorry, I'm not a Bible man. I don't see Rastafari as God Almighty. Again, I wouldn't have personally published a video with that name title. But again, I don't have no control. I wasn't consulted before this, and it's his YouTube channel. So, you know, but that title, you know, there are many Rastas, you know, like yourself, like me, like many others that don't use the Bible. Yeah, that there are many Rastas that don't see Haile Selassie as, you know, God Almighty. They don't see Haile Selassie as, you know, the creator of the universe. They don't see Haile Selassie as a supernatural person who makes miracles happen. They don't see Haile Selassie in them light there. And it's not something that me, you know, as you know, as a what people may say as a youth, as a ballad Rasta is coming with, you know, something that is not already out there. Anything that I said on the video, on both of those videos, were things that it's not I'm the only one that bring forward. You can speak to other Rastas about that, and they will come with that sound. So that title. And he must have known that. I said he's a Rasta. He's been in the scene. You know, he knows he would have come across with many and many Rastas that, you know, have that viewpoint there. And when he had the counteraction video that went out, it was, you know, mentioned. You know, like I said, you know, reggae afterwards. You know, after not those two pre-recorded, but there was a live broadcast session, and he mentioned, you know, that there's not just reggae artists, but there's others ones that, I don't say Haile Selassie as God Almighty, and I knew that I was being referred to. But there's also other Rastas, you know, that don't say Haile Selassie as God Almighty, you know, and that's not to diminish Haile Selassie and the role, and that wasn't to, again, I wouldn't have had that because I wouldn't have put a statement, because I recognize that there are many Rastas, enough Rastas that you know see Haile Selassie as God Almighty. So I wouldn't have put such a video with that controversial title, and it kind of looked like kind of maybe that I was, I don't know, it portrayed like, from a lot of the responses in the comments, they almost come like, it's like almost like they thought I was anti-Rasta because we're not saying Haile Selassie is God Almighty, where it's not to diminish Haile Selassie in any way. You know, I don't see him as God Almighty. It's not to say that I don't see, you know, the importance of Haile Selassie to the Rastafari movement, you know, but it's like when I came on the live broadcast after that and I defend my position, I said, you know what, this is how the thing set. This is in terms of, you know, Haile Selassie, this is how I see it, and this is why I don't like to refer to the term God when you use Haile Selassie, because when you say God, people think it's from a biblical perspective, from like a religion, and I don't see Haile Selassie from a biblical perspective and from a religious perspective. That's why I said I'm not a Bible man, yeah, but it doesn't mean I'm trying to diminish the role of Haile Selassie and as if it's not important, as if, you know, I'm going against Haile Selassie or anything like that, because that's not true. As I said before, the way I see Haile Selassie is higher than God, because there's no, to me, I don't have no concept of, you know, God Almighty. It's like, in terms of my consciousness, my black consciousness, what Haile represents to me is far beyond a concept of a God Almighty, you know, in terms of I finding self, and I don't have to go through, you know, what the significance of Haile Selassie, but, you know, the significance of Haile Selassie. But people say, in Rasta in general, people see Haile Selassie in different way, and I mentioned it. Yeah, people see, you know, and I mentioned this on the video, you know, on that one, on the pre-recorded video with the title. You know, some people see Haile Selassie a different way. Some people literally see him as, you know, God Almighty. Some people see him as a reincarnation of Jesus. Some people see him, you know, even as an idol. Some people see him as a great king. You know, people see Haile Selassie among Rastafari in different lights there. You know, if you could, it's not just me because I'm a Rasta man, you know, a young Rasta man, who they might say a bald Rasta man, you know, on the platform coming with my sound, because there's several other Rastas who hold, you know, will come and say Haile Selassie is not God Almighty, and it's out there on YouTube, and they could easily come and they would say that, but it's not against Haile, it's not anything against Haile Selassie, because, you know, we all, you know, Rasta people we give praise to Haile Selassie, you know, and he's called to the you know, to the movement and foundation. I don't have to go into now and go for the whole reasoning of why Haile Selassie is important and my views on Selassie, but because, you know, I've already done that, and the broadcast on the live session I did that, I explained Haile Selassie, the significance of Haile Selassie. And I was very careful on that live broadcast when I was, you know, because I felt that the people on the broadcast, again, most people were coming from a bubble camp. Most of the people were coming from, I don't know, not a perspective of mine. And from the previous two videos I've been criticized from, that have been broadcasted, it come like, if I don't agree with what you agree with, then from the comments of people, it's like this, the criticism, it's not Rasta, then this, and that. So I'm not trying to give people no excuse to come openly, you know, attack me, but which was what happened. And I see the disrespect that I get in you know, in some of the video comments and, you know, on the live session. So anyway, I just want to say, in your recent video, you said, I smile and I say to myself, say this youth is very inspiring. When you said that based on listening to me speak in the video that I was in, you know, the two videos, the pre-recorded ones, you know, it made me feel happy, JahBunny, as I look at you as an elder and soldier in Rastafari, and I've learnt many things from watching your YouTube videos, and I share the view that Rastafari is a revolutionary black liberation movement and no Bible church religion. I'm a subscriber of your YouTube channel and follower of your works, and I wanted to contact you for a while as I've been inspired by your works. As I see Rastafari as a black revolutionary liberation movement for black people, my book reflects that. You know, like yourself, I'm not a Bible man. I believe my book is also necessary because it gives a perspective of Rastafari, which is not coming from that biblical religious perspective like many other Rasta books out there. But, you know, what I didn't do in that video, I never beat down Bible Rastas. I never beat down, you know, people that believe differently and say that, you know what, those people are not Rasta because they believe this or this, that. I never, you know, come against anyone else's, you know, beliefs. I was just saying, you know, this is, of the other people in Rastafari that have other perspectives, and this is my perspective, but I didn't hit out against other people's perspectives. So, you know, I would love to give you a free copy of my book. I don't really feel that I can sell my book to you as an elder I respect so much, like, and it'll be my honor to give you a free copy of my book, and I would even appreciate if you read the book and give me feedback. You have a wealth of knowledge, and you could give me valuable information which could be useful if I do revisions or an expanded edition of the book in the future. Regarding the videos I was featured in, again, just going back to that, so it was the first time I met Ijahstars when he came to Ghana. I met him to give him a free copy of my book. I wasn't expected to be interviewed initially, but after speaking with Ijahstars on another occasion before we met in person, he mentioned, sorry, I just got a call, I just need to cut off. So yeah, after speaking of Ijahstars, when I met him in person, before I met him in person, another time, he mentioned, you know, that we would be doing an interview. I thought the interview was going to be mainly focused on my time in Ghana, as that was a topic I spoke to him about on the phone before we met in person. Yeah, we were talking about Ghana, we were talking about Africa. We weren't even, you know, really talking about Rastafari. It was mainly Ghana and Africa, and things pertaining to Ghana and Africa was the main subject that we were talking about. So, as far as I'm aware, before going into, you know, before I met him in person, me assuming that would be what the interview was gonna be about. And then, you know, when I met him in person, you know, there was some other people there who, you know, claim Rastafari, and I'm not gonna debate whether or not someone is Rasta or not, like it has been debated against me, but you know, I went there, I linked up with them, and to be honest, you know, it was good vibes. I thought we had, even outside of the recording, we had a good reasoning with the brethren there, and then we went, you know, we did the interview. It's all when after I got there, and then we started talking about my book and Rastafari. Then in the interview, then I thought, okay, we might be talking about Rastafari as well. But I still thought that the interview probably would be concentrated mainly on to do with, you know, as well, Ghana and Africa in general. But we focus on, you know, we talk about Rastafari as well, but which is, you know, not, again, I read the book of the Rise of Rastafari, and you know, that was fine. I was willing to, you know, go on and do the interview. It's not like me have anything to hide, or like me, you know, me go on multiple platforms and so many different platforms, and me come and speak, you know, my truth, yeah, and how me see Rastafari and how a lot of others see Rastafari. I never write this book, I never talk like it's just my perspective on Rastafari. There's a lot of other people that share the view on Rastafari that I have. There may be some others that don't, but I don't think that I should be attacked, or I should be, you know, my thing should be, what I say should be, you know, attacked in a way, or disrespected, and, you know, based on maybe me having a different viewpoint than some other people have a different viewpoint. And from the responses that I see in the comment by the followers of the YouTube channel, clearly they had a different viewpoint on Rastafari than I did. Yeah. I never planned for any of the 2 videos which are posted on Ijahstars, the Mindset YouTube channel, to come out with those controversial name titles. You know, the 2 pre-recorded videos which came out with those name titles. I had no idea that would be followed up by Ijahstars doing a live call-in broadcast on his YouTube channel based on a few statements I made in those videos. In fact, when I saw that live broadcast come up with the title, "What Makes Me a Rasta?" Do you have to dread? Do you have to have locks and or smoke ganja? I was surprised. Just like when I was kind of surprised when I saw the 2 pre-recorded video titles that came out with the names that they did. But again, it's not my YouTube channel. I don't have control to it. And yeah, he's, you know, the person's YouTube on any YouTube channel. That's, you know, it's their agenda. It's their YouTube channel. They can control it. That's how they want to put it. It's how they want to put it. Yeah. But I never made them videos to come out like that. So when people on followers of him are coming and, you know, trying to attack me and say negative comments, just realize that I'm not the one who put the videos out in the way there. Yeah. And I wouldn't have put it out like that. And even when I was with Ijahstars in Ghana, and I spoke to him on the phone. This was a phone conversation. I asked him when the videos would be put out, because I thought he was going to put them out sooner, because the videos, we did the reason and it came out a bit later. It was like I think it was a couple of weeks from the interview that the video actually come out. And when the video come out, I thought maybe he'll put it out, you know, the next day or a couple of days or a few days, etc. But the video come out like a couple of weeks later, or a week to 2 weeks later. But yeah, I thought it would come out. But when I spoke to him, he said he's not in a rush to put it out. He'll put it out. He put it out later because he wanted the videos to have impact. So obviously the impact would be that, you know, people watch the videos, a high number of subscribers on YouTube. I mean, people on YouTube in terms of, you know, views. So, and based on the titles that the videos have come out on, those are titles, you know, that would attract a lot of viewers on because of the controversial, you know, topic of those pre-recorded videos. Now, I agree with you that there are more productive things that we as a people should concentrate on pertaining to black liberation, rather than having a 3-hour reasoning on whether you have to have lots of smoke ganja to be on Rasta. I know on the video, JahBunny, you mentioned that, and the video when you were talking about the videos that you see the eye on, and then the live broadcast that I just started on the Mindset as a result of them videos. And I agree, and I even reasoned with an elder like this, and I said, as a Rasta elder, because I was thinking, I thought to myself, I've already reflected on this situation and the videos and everything, and I spoke to another elder, and I was saying to you, as a Rasta man, yeah, would you really put out a video what makes you a Rasta and have, you know, 2 videos come out in that way there? I mean, if something wasn't agreed, as I said, if I was set down and people say, okay, this is a reason and this is what I say, but then, I mean, if you personally don't necessarily, and whether or not it's agree, I'm not even debating that. If someone doesn't agree with, you know, a title maybe or something that you said, or or they think maybe it's untrue, or, you know, if they have different views, or even if they do, and I'm not saying he does, but I'm just saying if someone has a different view, or you as a Rasta would know, and I think you'll be careful of what kind of videos you put out pertaining to Rastafari, right? Because, you know, of the sensitivity of what the video can do, if it's put out in a particular way, and the damage that a video can do to the image of Rastafari, or the person, the character in the video, and when I saw the video as well with the live broadcast, with what makes you a Rasta, you have to have locks, you have to smoke ganja, and I saw the caption, the image, and it was a Rasta man in locks, smoking ganja, and the image of it, I wouldn't have put that image out there. Again, this out of my control, nothing to do with me, because I wouldn't again want to put in people's minds that Rasta is just about smoking ganja and looking a certain way, because it's much more beyond that. And why are we as black people, instead of talking about having conversations, 3 other conversations about what makes someone a Rasta, questioning someone's authenticity of a Rasta and other Rastas as well, when the broader Rastafari community, because most of the people on that live that call in, and most people in the comments, I believe we're coming from probably a Bobo Santi perspective, or a perspective of Rastafari from a certain way there. But there's others that come on the platform, that could have come up with, other perspectives of Rastafari and block out their sound. So it's like, I feel that, again, the focus that we should be focused on as black people, is how we are going to fight to liberate ourselves, where we are in the world, how are we going to, burn down Babylon, how are we going to, come together, and, what we're going to build, what we're going to do, how we're going to go forward onto Africa in terms of, for I and I ones that want to repatriate, what are we building tangibly together, what works are we doing? Let's have conversations based on, what we as a people we're going to do. Regardless, these are small minor things, repeated things, whether, at the larger scale, because you think of this, or because that person thinks that, people have to come on and comment and block out that person's sound and try to put forth their perspective, which is different than the whole Rastafari nation. Yeah, it's a perspective of some Rastas from a particular camp or particular perspective, but there's many Rastafaris that have different perspectives of Rastafari. So I decided to call in on the show, the live broadcast, to defend myself and clarify some things, because the live broadcast was done in relation to the 2 previous videos posted on Ijahstars' YouTube channel, and I had received some disrespectful and negative comments by some of Ijahstars' YouTube followers since those videos were published. So it's not like me coming at the end, to just promote my book or me come at the end, it's because because of those reasons. It's me come because of I feel my character being attacked, and even if certain ones, obviously the video was, the live was done in response to those 2 videos, even if my name wasn't mentioned directly, though what was being spoken about was based off of those 2 videos, and there was one caller that actually came at me directly a couple of times, but the rest of it I know was relating to the 2 videos which came out, which I never had control over. So I feel it's like, why am I then put out there, kind of like being thrown under the bus because of something that I've said? Or I don't even want to say use them words, thrown under the bus, but it's like, why am I then being put on kind of as a scapegoat, as someone out there that's, everyone is kind of, the people that don't share the same views as me, a lot of them are, the followers on that YouTube channel are coming against. But the fact is, the narrative that was put out on those videos were not controlled by me. They forgo, if they want to, come at me, they can talk to Ijahstars and say to him, if that's what they claim, if they claim I'm a Baalid that's not Rasta, is a Baalid Rasta, Baalid who's not Rasta, who's saying these things, and I shouldn't have been allowed on the platform. I just wanted to be clear, I never asked to be on that platform. I was invited to come to be on the platform. If there's a problem with what I said, it shouldn't have been done in that kind of way. If there was a problem with what I said, they can go to they can go to Ijahstars and say, okay, why did you broadcast the videos in the way you did, knowing that it would have that kind of reaction and that kind of response? And why am I being basically put in the front line, in the firing line like that? Because there was another video, a short video which was done, a short clip, and again it was highlighting you know, a statement to do with locks and Rasta. And again, I wouldn't have put a short clip up out there. But obviously, that's, you know, that's the YouTube channel. It's done. That's obviously his YouTube channel is to get views, etc. Why am I then being people coming at me, and then for people to say, "Oh, I look for money for Rastafari to write a book"? Well, that is ridiculous. Yeah. And now it's like when I put all my dedication and all my money in getting this book, and I spend money and I give certain copies of the book for free to places and I go to people, and I have to go, as I mentioned in live, I've contributed more to Rastafari, changed the perspective of Rastafari to thousands of, you know, of people around the world, you know, I mean, known internationally, yeah. I mean, part of a movement. I just thought before the interview said he already knew me, you know, from seeing me somewhere else. As part of a movement, you know, I found him a part of a movement that helped, that over the process has helped a lot of people to repatriate and, you know, come back to Africa. And I don't even know through the book that I've read people that someone that has, you know, repatriated to Africa as a result, you know, in them kind of things. So I just wanted to, you know, to really just come on and, you know, leave this message. I just end this writing by saying, you know, JahBunny, you have been inspiration and education anyway with the various videos on Rastafari that I've seen from your YouTube channel. And even I see when I see your YouTube channel, there's certain things, you know, even certain things that I learn. So even I would love to speak to the eye sometime, you know, and there's certain things about Rasta that you can, you know, that give me even more knowledge on the thing, the Rastafari movement on. And, you know, keep doing what you're doing by giving a true reflection of Rastafari as a revolutionary black liberation movement.
Yes, RAS SANKOFA. I hear the high and hear the high clearly. And there is a few things that I would like to point out to the eye now. Ijahstars, at the time that you was speaking to him, he was a bald. Yeah, stuffing him a Van Dyme turban. Yeah, because he's a conniving person. He's a bald. Him just cut him locks couple weeks before and have stuff in Van Dyme turban to trick people. Don't watch a man face because it beard up. Him is just a couple years older than you. Him don't know nothing more than you. So I want you to get that in your head. 2, I have look, all kind of books. I buy them. I have a next bookshelf in my daughter's room. Serious books. I buy my books. That's why I have the knowledge I have. So I can buy your book too. Yeah, I appreciate you'd like to give it to me, but I encourage youth not to work for free. Yeah, that's what I encourage my youths, not to work for free. So, if and when we get round to that, it's nothing for me to reward you for your book, because that's your work and you must look forward for a reward for what you do. So don't get no habit for want to give away your book. Because here it is, I give my book, and this is the reward you get. I also looking forward to reason with you about your journey in Africa, because that is what our people need to know. We need to know how you see Africa, because me know already how me see Africa. And me tell the world how me see Africa. Africa not really impress me. Me not left out of Britain right now and go nowhere in Africa, go living on a squalor. I mean, I'm going to mingle up with no local runnings in Africa. First world standard with a pan. Right. And popularity contest is what such man is on. He do things for like and following. But most of the time when them go out of them way for get likes and following, it backfire upon them. Because here it is now. The man we must suppress the most right now. The reply is coming through I. This is how Jah work things. Yeah. Which is his connivingness. Yeah, because if you never feel a grieve of how him treat you. You see, look how I tell you. I say make a voice note and send, come I'll publish it. And I make your voice note play out. I want you to know, say, I have done a version already, but when I look something with my mixer, like there's a short in the wires. So there was a lot of distortion. So I have to redo it. And I've done it over. Now, nobody now call him right now, such man, and tell him say he's inspiring them, because he's not an inspirer. He's just trying to push something that defeating the whole cause, because what he need to do, he need to tell his frack wearing brothers to go back to his Emmanuel order. Them open the door upon themselves and can't even shut it again, because the Bobo camp whiter than white. If you listen to my last broadcast before this one, you hear me, one of my soldier, King Tani, tell you that bongo what to tell him whole family to cut them locks. Him alone for wear locks in him house. So this thing, my brethren, is very complex. Don't make no man come tell you what you can do and what you can't do. This is not a man tell you what to do. This is what you feel. 3/4 people you see in Rastafari were at your stage at one stage. Meaning that if them never born in a it like I, Skibu, Rastani, Boom Donovan, we are Rasta babies. And because I am a Rasta baby, we not go take no talk from no little just come Harry. We want to come tell we where them feel and where them think. What about what you feel and what you think? So right now, my youth RAS SANKOFA, when the time for you to put on locks, you will have this time of your journey as your experience. Until that time, keep on doing Jah works. Whatever Jah see fit for you to do, and which door you for kick off and open, do it. This is what my message now to all who are try fight you down just because it's xenophobic. Rasta is a very xenophobic. It's not only South Africa alone xenophobic. Rasta is very xenophobic too. And it's xenophobic why them attacking you. It's no hard to say you can be a Rasta and you have to have locks. It's xenophobic them practicing on you right now, my brethren. So until such time, keep doing the good work, and you will be rewarded accordingly.